Okay. Hello, rock stars. I didn't anticipate how difficult this speech would be to write. This will be my last time to stand before you as your chairman and share what is on my heart and my mind. My good friend Tony was right when he described how very difficult it is to stand in front of you and talk. Since finding my corner right now would be a little bit stressful, can I just skip out and do a couple of singing calls and call it a night? That would be super easy. What do you think? I'm driving in my car. I say I don't love you, but you know I'm a liar. Done. Well, never being one to take the easy road, I probably shouldn't squander this moment. So here is version 234.89 of this speech. I thought that Tony kicked off the convention with a super keynote speech. Were you listening? Do you remember any of his 8 words? They are words that each of us should remember and take to heart as we continue to rock star our groups and make a difference in this beloved activity. Just in case you didn't write them all down, let me refresherate your memory. He can make up words, so can I. In addition to a mind-bending list of circulates and other 8 call names, a couple of not-so-tongue-in-cheek new calls he'd like to invent, he talked about the following: accommodate, appreciate, celebrate, dedicate, demonstrate, educate, elevate, articulate, illuminate, passionate, considerate, consummate, professional, create, innovate, relate, illuminate, and cooperate. Let me reiterate them again. Accommodate, appreciate, celebrate, dedicate, demonstrate, educate, elevate, articulate, illuminate, passionate, considerate, consummate, create, innovate, relate, cooperate. So Steve will tell you that I am a rainbows and unicorns type of girl. But let me digress for just a minute and say that without Steve, I would never be able to do what I do. He has sacrificed a lot and has patiently put up with my harebrained ideas, my absences, my distractions, dancing when he really didn't want to, being a sounding board and cheerleading me. Thanks, babe, for being a good sport. You 5 candies. Your partners, be they husband, wife, family, friend, dog, cat, are as important as the people that come to your dances, and you should be appreciative of that. But back to my rainbow and unicorn world. I choose to believe in the good. Even though we have some big and small issues, and some things to work out between ourselves, our dancers, and our non-dancing public, I refuse to buy into the doom and gloom that seems to be much easier to pontificate on. Instead, I'm encouraged by what I have seen and heard the past 2 years. The naysayers can moan and complain and boo-hoo as much as they want. I choose to believe that there is still good in this activity. A lot of good, actually. I am encouraged by the addition of Teresa as our Assistant Executive Director. I am proud that I was able to have a small hand in getting this position in place and filling the role. We are stepping out in faith and making an investment in the future of our organization and our activity. That is something to celebrate. I am encouraged by the membership report the Board of Governors got during our meeting on Sunday. You all heard the very long list of callers we have lost in the past year. In fact, I've heard many of you talking about that list. Yet, while this was a difficult year of losses, we had a net gain of 1 member. So what you might say, we didn't grow very much. Yep, that's true. But we had a net gain of 1. We defied our own projection of loss. That means that in the big scheme of things, we do have new callers coming up. I think that is cause to celebrate. So which of the 8 words can you use to help these newer callers to keep on keeping on? How about demonstrate, articulate, relate, cooperate, and educate? What about cultivate? You missed that one. Support them and give them opportunities. Or how about irrigate? Water them frequently with encouragement. I am encouraged by the response that the marketing report is receiving. There are many callers and dancers and clubs that are starting to use the tools in that document, and even lots that are even thinking about the items presented. So what, some may say? Our bottom line hasn't changed, but people are rethinking how they might better market, and they are sticking their toes in the water with regards to the tools out there in this century that just might help. And there have been pockets of success all over. As far as I'm concerned, pockets of success are reason to celebrate, emulate, appreciate, relate, and copycat. I am over the moon encouraged by some of the conversations I have overheard as I wandered about the convention. I hear a tangible shift in tone and content. You are having real conversations with people. You are making connections. You are treating each other with respect. And you are welcoming those who are not like you. To me, that checks off a lot of those 8 words. I am encouraged by the subtle shift in your EC, BOG, and committees from a place of, maybe someday, to action. Action is the only way to move from inertia to forward movement. The definitions project is almost complete. Policies and workflows are being actively reviewed and streamlined, updated, and sometimes reworked. And we've actually got, believe it or not, a few projects that have happened in, for us, a relatively short time frame. Lots of 8 words there. One that is increasingly going away, however, is stalemate. Our members are compromising, talking with each other, and acting on decisions. But the one thing that I am most encouraged about is that in addition to our constant discussions about choreo, marketing, and the other mechanics of our activity, we are actively talking about the personal side, sociability. I've been actively talking about it for years. In fact, I found an old article I wrote back when I didn't even know what I was doing about sociability, which kind of cracked me up. But your past chairs, the EC, and the board are actively working on how to innovate, motivate, and educate the lost art of sociability. Throughout my teens and into my early 20s, I was involved with a summer camp in New Hampshire, the Deering Conference Center. I started out in 5th grade as a camper, was on staff as a counselor, worked summers on camp family, and cooked and cleaned and maintained the property. I was the camper that would not leave. The couple who were in charge of the camp are like a second father and mother to me and everybody else that passed through. When Gordon passed away a couple years ago, my Deering family came together and shared stories about the things we remember. The memories of singing at the top of our lungs, or weeping, or worshiping together, doing dishes, eating together. Those moments that we created are still as strong as meaningful. Some of these people I haven't seen in over 35 years. Some I communicate with on a regular basis. The one thing that we all keep coming back to is that strong bond of community, even after all these years, that still ties us together as family and friends. I always wear or have in my pocket a cross that's right now sitting at my belly. So if I'm rubbing my belly, it's not because I'm trying to make a wish. It reminds me that I am connected and have a family even in the midst of the chaos of my life. My Deering family recognizes that in spite of our diverse backgrounds and beliefs, in today's world, this connectivity is something to take to the bank. This feeling of community is what I feel today with my square dance family. We laugh uncontrollably, we ache and cry for each other, we celebrate milestones and victories, we work together in groups of 8 to problem solve. We drive literally hours to spend a couple of hours with our favorite people. I stay up way too late having conversations with people on the other side of the world. I still maintain that people in today's world could use some face-to-face community time with other people. We all spend so much time isolated these days between schlepping kids and grandkids around, working 2 to 3 jobs, taking care of our homes or family members. Square dancing can offer a place to come and be accepted, to dance, work together, fellowship, laugh, support each other, break bread together. Me and my rainbow and unicorn world is convinced that if we can find a way to get that piece back in our groups, it could go a long way in turning the tide. That missing piece is a sociability factor. It's something that should be cultivated and celebrated and modeled regardless of the level or type of group. It applies to community dances, to mainstream, all the way up to challenge. It applies across the board to our national, regional, local organizations and events. It might look differently depending on who you are, but I strongly believe it is the common glue that binds. I hope that as we begin to dialogue and educate about sociability, that you will listen, participate, and contribute. I hope that you, as leaders and rock stars of the activity, will re-interject this piece of the puzzle into your groups. And I hope that you are comfortable enough to share back with us what you are doing, what is working, and how you're doing for it. We, your family, are aching for these stories to be told. Boy, what a ride it's been. I am humbled and honored that I've had the opportunity to serve the organization as your chairman. You will never know the depth of my thankfulness for your support and tolerance. While I might have allowed myself to have a teensy little dream about standing here, I didn't think in a million years that would ever happen. The path has been rocky and full of beautiful vistas and unexpected landmines. But here I stand before you. Anything is possible. Don't stop dreaming big and shooting for the stars, though the road may be rough and rocky. I don't care where you are on the rung of your calling career. The only thing that will hold you back is your unwillingness to dream big. Believe in yourself. Walk your path with integrity. Say no when you need to, and yes when you can. Never stop working and striving to become a better version of you. Beautiful, handsome, talented, quirky, wonderful you. We so desperately need what only you can bring to the table. One final thought. He brings gifts into our lives much the same way that fruit appears in an orchard. Things like affection for others, exuberance about life, serenity. We develop a willingness to stick with things, a sense of compassion in the heart, a conviction that a basic holiness permeates things and people. We find ourselves in loyal commitments, not needing to force our way in life, able to marshal and direct our energies wisely. You are all still, and always will be, my rock stars for sure. I'll see you on the flip side. Will you join me? Thank you.
Thank you, Betty, for those beautiful and wise words. I'd like to invite our incoming chairman of the board, Ken Bertucci.
Thank you. There's a little script here, but you said I can go off it. I think it was right on 25 years ago. I was calling a dance in New Hampshire, and that was when we were still using records. And I had a record, and I did a singing call, and they didn't like it. And I literally said, "Does anybody want this singing call?" And I heard a voice, and she said, "I'll take it." True story. It was Patty. I gave it to her.
What is it? It's
I don't remember.
as fast, maybe as fast as you.
As fast as you. Well, anyway, I sucked at it. Couldn't do it. So I literally held it up and I said, "Who wants this? Anybody want to sing with me?" And she took it. And the rest is history. Here she is, chairman of the board. It's my distinct pleasure to present the chairman plaque to Penny Greene as she's finishing her second term as chairman of the board. She has served CALLERLAB's membership and board of governors as a true professional. I have to say, as her vice chair for the past 2 years, it's been a pleasure to serve with you, for you, and hopefully you felt I gave you the support you needed. Patty, on behalf of our organization, thank you for your service.
I said everything. I love you all. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I am done.
Congratulations, Betty. I know the feeling. Now I'd like to invite to the podium your Assistant Executive Director, Teresa Berger.
Good evening. Can we get another round of applause for our MC today? I have just a few brief announcements before we end our evening. After this is over, can we have our award recipients and our presenters meet in the hallway for a group photo? Could we also have the GCA members meet in the stairwell for a group photo? Don't forget tonight at 9 p.m. the dance starts. It's the Beautiful Basics dance with our MC Bob Riggs in the James River A&B Ballroom. Zesty Contra will follow the Beautiful Basics dance, and that will be at 10:30 p.m. Reminder that tomorrow we ask that you please stay for the annual meeting, 9 a.m. There will be 2 resolutions presented, debated, and voted on. So we really do need your input in this process. Please plan to join us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Please make sure to order your convention recordings at the registration desk. You can still do that tomorrow and still have time to check in with the staff to order those recordings to follow up and review all of the sessions. Again, I want to thank you all for an incredible week. Hope you've had as much fun as I have, and I know we have a lot to go. So definitely looking forward to the future with all of you. Just definitely excited, and thanks so much to the staff who have been incredible this week. So thank you and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Teresa. It has been my pleasure to be with you this evening. I want to thank the Executive Committee and Dana for that opportunity. And with that, the end.